Imagine a vast, untouched world at the bottom of our oceans, a place so remote and mysterious that we've explored more of the moon than this underwater frontier. Now imagine powerful corporations racing to dig up its ancient treasures, rare metals scattered across the seafloor. But here's the twist, they're doing it not through global consensus or democratic control, but by partnering with tiny island nations most people can't even find on a map. What could possibly go wrong? They don't have many options. But after diving deep into these documents and understanding the intricate web of relationships, my concern has grown, not just about the metals company, TMC, but about the entire international system governing our shared oceans. This framework, originally designed to protect an environment that belongs to all of us, now seems fragile, even exploitable. Sure, partnerships between small nations and big corporations could bring mutual benefits. But they could also lead to irreversible harm in a marine ecosystem we barely understand, all in the name of technological progress. And let's be clear, I'm not claiming TMC will definitely destroy the deep sea. My concern is much bigger, it's about the precedent being set. Even a former representative of the International Seabed Authority, ISA, from Belgium raised red flags in the New York Times, warning that TMC is relying on an illegal loophole. TMC gets the spotlight because it's the largest and most aggressive player. But there are others, 4 private companies total, all headquartered in wealthy countries. 3 of them have struck deals with developing nations, allowing them to bypass the original intention of the Seabed Treaty. Countries like Jamaica and the Cook Islands, the latter with a population of just 15,000, are expected to monitor and regulate billion-dollar mining operations in international waters. It's hard not to question whether these countries are being used as mere sponsors of convenience. Meanwhile, state-owned companies from global powerhouses like China, Russia, and India are also claiming their stake, without needing these kinds of backdoor arrangements. And critics argue that what's happening completely betrays the spirit of the original treaty. The framework built in the 1970s was meant to ensure fair access to the seabed for all nations, rich and poor alike. But that vision seems to be slipping away. Some are even calling it neocolonialism. The president of Palau, a small Pacific island nation, put it bluntly, "We find ourselves once again at the mercy of powerful external forces, reminiscent of colonial exploitation that has scarred our history, with big mining businesses leveraging the economic vulnerabilities of small Pacific island states to gain access to our ocean floors." So ends our journey through the murky legal language of the ISA, the effective control clause, the sponsoring state loopholes, and the race to exploit the commons. The ISA is the only authority that can govern mining in international waters. And though flawed and slow, it's the only system we've got. Now let's zoom out and talk about the real driver behind all of this: demand. The world urgently needs more metals like nickel, cobalt, and manganese. These are the building blocks of steel, electronics, and, most critically, batteries for electric vehicles. If we want to decarbonize our planet and combat climate change, we need a whole lot more of these metals. And right now, the most common way to get them is by ripping them out of the earth. Just look at Indonesia, home to some of the world's richest nickel reserves. Its rainforests are being bulldozed for open-pit mines. Indigenous communities are being displaced. Rivers and ecosystems are being poisoned. And the entire process is powered by coal, adding even more carbon to the atmosphere. This is where TMC makes a strong case. They argue that compared to land mining, harvesting nodules from the deep sea is less destructive. No trees are cut down. No communities are displaced. No toxic tailings pile up. These potato-sized nodules just sit on the seafloor, waiting to be scooped up. And I'll be honest, that argument holds weight. TMC's CEO says we need to stop being so precious about obscure sea creatures living 5 kilometers down and start thinking practically. Because if we can mine the ocean responsibly, Maybe we can slow down the destruction of tropical rainforests and polluted coal-powered smelters. But here's the problem, we don't get to choose between land and sea mining. That's not how the global economy works. If deep-sea mining becomes profitable, it won't replace land-based mining, it will add to it. Companies will chase both. Supply will rise. Prices might fall. And the race to extract even more metals will only accelerate. Even the most optimistic models don't predict a scenario where deep-sea mining completely eliminates the need for land-based operations. Instead, what we're likely to see is more mining, not less, just spread across both land and sea. So the question becomes, are we really ready to open Pandora's box at the bottom of the ocean? Because once we do, there's no turning back. The deep sea has taken millions of years to form its fragile ecosystems, and we still understand so little about them. If we destroy those systems before we've even studied them properly, we might never know what we've lost. This isn't just about corporate greed or obscure legal loopholes. It's about our shared responsibility to the planet, to make choices that don't just serve short-term profits, but protect the long-term health of Earth's most mysterious frontier. And in this race between progress and preservation, we have to ask, what kind of legacy are we leaving behind?